Sir Wellington, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Let me welcome you to the Sherlock Hobbs YouTube channel. I'm here doing some footage of the devastation of the Hurricane Melissa. Could you speak to us about or walk to us about what was your preparation mood like going into this hurricane and going forward?
Well, first of all, in terms of preparation, we would have sent home the students Wednesday afternoon based on the ministry's directive. The workers would have come in after that and tried to secure as much of the school property as possible, meaning things that may be easily moved around by high intensity wind would have been moved out of the way of those winds and secured where they may be more difficult to be moved. We would have tried and made sure that loose zincs or any loose roof or anything like that, we would have tried to ensure that we reinforce them prior to the wind. And again, we didn't do much battering down in terms of windows and so on, because for the most part we have aluminum or PVC windows with a few glass windows. We would also have made sure that in terms of securing school property, that the security for those would have been in place. Basically that would be what would have done for preparation for the hurricane. Obviously, based on the magnitude of this earthquake, there isn't much that you can do to prevent it from taking a hold of whatever is in its pathway.
Well, sir, I've done some footage throughout the campus, and it is real devastation, sir. I don't know if you look at it, but I was just taken aback because I didn't believe that a hurricane would have ripped up a place so much.
Yeah.
So going forward, so what are the plans going forward? I know it's going to be a very hefty one in terms of financial. I know that psychologically you have to work on the guys and staff members, because a lot of them probably when they come back to school they would have been taken aback because of what they have seen. So how do you plan to deal with that going forward, sir?
Well, first of all, let me say that I'm happy that you mentioned the psychological part of it, because in many instances persons may think that what is important is getting the physical space ready and getting students to be able to come back and complete the curriculum. But actually there is a psychological part of this that we have to pay attention to, especially with this group of students. Many of them, well, all of them would have experienced COVID, and COVID would have had a significant impact on their education. Our students who are now in grade 11 and 6th form, when they were completing primary school, they had to be sitting at home for classes. So to come back at this stage of their school career and face this type of challenges again can be devastating to them, not just in terms of academic outcome, but how they view life and how they respond to challenges. And so we will have to pay attention to that aspect of our students' well-being. Teachers and so on and other staff members may have suffered damage or loss as a result of the hurricane. So we have to also pay attention to that. From an academic school perspective, we have to now look at how is it we can recover in terms of getting the physical space ready. That is going to take the support of not just the government. We expect the government to try its very best to do its part in terms of providing the resources to rehabilitate the plant, but we also have to depend heavily on our other family members, parents, former students, NGOs who are around and who have an interest in the community. Everybody will have to play their part to ensure that the school gets back to the state of readiness that will ensure that the students get the best opportunity possible to succeed, not just academically, but as individuals who are going to contribute to the country's development.
And I noticed, sir, there are some athletes who are here. I assume that they are the footballers.
Right.
And they would have probably become scared through the whole process, because they would have experienced this probably for the first time. Because when we think about Beryl, I don't think Beryl have done so much damage here.
No, I never did.
As what this has done. So how do you get those guys to refocus and to get ready to enter back the competition? Because I know this can be, as I mentioned, psychological, can play on their minds. I spoke to a few of them just momentarily, and they told me that they're going to win the competition because of this hurricane. So I guess they are trying to build some kind of a mental toughness going forwards. But as you as a principal, as the leader of the school, and you also have ISA, because I know you have a great responsibility. So how do you deal with all of this with the hat that you wear?
Well, for these guys, they are a great group of guys, not just talented on the field, but they are great individuals. Many of them are brilliant students as well. We have quite a few of them who are in their final year, and they understand the magnitude of the opportunity that they may be deprived of because of the hurricane. So we have to work with them, and whether or not ISA decides to continue the competition, we have to ensure that mentally they can deal with whatever the outcome is. They are young persons, and it said that young boy don't know storm. Last year they were here on campus during burial. As you said, we never suffered this type of damage that we suffered now. So this is a new experience for them, and they are young, so they are excited. They may be disappointed as well, especially what may result as a result of the passing of the hurricane. But we will help them through this. They are part of a school family that is a very closely knit family. So whatever happens from here on, we will be looking out for their best interests and ensuring that the rest of the school year is a great one for them.
Final question, sir. When you assess the damage, are you looking into trillions?
This morning I said to somebody that I think it's going to probably cost us close to $1 million, which means maybe $150 million. I'm not an expert. I have been involved in projects that cost money, so I know that it is not going to be a cheap endeavor. And what you're seeing with the naked eye is never usually the full extent of the damage, and especially with water involved, you're going to find areas that may not appear to be damaged, but when you start to do the work, you will have to do replacements, you'll have to do reinforcements. So my conservative estimate is that it will be somewhere around $150 million.
Sir Wellington, I wish you all the best. I don't know what more I could tell you, in this kind of a situation, but all I can say, sir, I wish you all the best, and I wish all the school family the best, and hope that, we know that we are Jamaican, we are resilient person, and we can bounce back. So I hope that we can bounce back quickly and get this behind us as we move forward. So again, sir, thank you for this interview, sir, and I hope all things work out best for St. Elizabeth Technical High School, you as a principal, and also for ISA by extension.
Yeah, man, thanks very much, and thanks for sharing and caring. We implore everybody out there with an interest in young people to support us to get back on the right track.
But before we go, sir, anybody want to shout out in terms of asking for some assistance?
Well, everybody who is able to, everybody who has the wherewithal to help, everybody who has an interest in St. Elizabeth Technical High School. We know our alumni members, whether they are a part of a formal chapter or not, they are always going to be really interested in Steths and will give their part. We know there are other well-wishers as well who will give what they can to support us. I've already had a few calls from persons who have made a commitment to support the ongoing repairs or whatever we need to do. So I just want to say to everybody involved, thank you ahead of time, and I know that Steths is near and dear to your heart, and you would want to see us back in a position to provide the type of opportunities that we have always provided for our students and our community.
Thank you, Sir Wellington, and all the best, sir.
You're welcome.
Respect.
All right.